One of the few people that don't really get mentioned when it comes to percentages is a skirmish in the bottom lane.
Yeah, KaKAO coming back here. Zero does dodge a spear, but he can't dodge anything else. Kid gonna dive in there, and KaKAO picks up first blood.
Deep vision and getting control of the area, and now if they see an opportunity where they have to face check through, happy to engage on it because of how quickly KaKAO does. So you see how fast he burns through that one, able to pick it up through good vision.
Yeah, we saw Dandy sort of gimmick the Dragon yesterday on Nidalee very early on in the game. Needs to stop the recall, but I don't think he can in time. That is going to complete Mundo, so he's available now to teleport down on him. IG want to go for this, have to be very careful. Good shock blast coming in. The tidal wave though is going to force Rookie to flash. That Dragon is low. Kitties though going to rotate in. KaKAO as well, chucking spears in. Cole is already in the middle of the team, going to get slayed a bit. Pokemon has also found his way down, and IG are going to try and take over the Dragon.
Yeah, they completely starved Starhorn off that one. Just too much poke coming through. Really good understanding in second. What's the response here? Starhorn actually doing a Baron with that early Mundo control.
Well, that's actually quite aggressive here, but 25 minutes was a standard Baron, maybe on 4.21, and Royal just steal it away. The vision drops on IG, and Ezreal is going to get the bad news.
And I don't know how IG didn't see that coming. Azir and Mundo, who better to tear through a Baron? They don't need to challenge this Dragon.
I mean, this Dragon's going to go very low. Does go in, Nidalee will get it, but the rest of them are in here. Caller going to dive in as KaKAO gets out, but Pokemon is so tanky, and the poke is just coming in. KaKAO can't find the spear, though, forcing Pokemon to flash. Kiddo kiting back and forth. INSEC dunks in on top of him. The tornadoes coming. Korn gets clipped by a spear. Kiddo picks up INSEC. Pokemon still alive there, but Corki finally takes him out. But Rookie gonna jump in for the next kill. Nidalee takes out Azir. HYY in a whole host of trouble. And Invictus Gaming find the poke. Double kill for Ezreal. Kohler might eventually follow. He's pretty tanky on the Mundo. With a 4-for-2 trade in the Dragon, Invictus Gaming come up ahead.
Yeah, I actually have no idea what Starhorn were thinking. They're engaging onto that fight. There is so much mobility. They had the Baron, they had the tools to get this Mundo into the late game, and they've just thrown it all away.
Yeah,
ruthless aggression, recognizing that he doesn't need to hit the Mundo, he needs to be able to one-shot them off the map.
INSEC though going in there, Zero does pop the tidal wave, but Rookie gonna flash out there, KaKAO gonna move in, and Pokemon teleports beautifully to defend off his team. INSEC gonna get caught in the poke and almost get shredded in one piece. There's Pokemon with the first kill, and IG now, they've taken out a frontliner, they can just poke happily. And I love this play as a result from map control here for IG. KaKAO's just gonna solo it as Nidalee, and the rest of IG going to defend the Baron, so don't make the same mistake that they did last time. And they've got so many good disengage and poke tools that they don't need KaKAO to poke for them. So
about a quarter of the health out of that turret.
Yeah, not too bad here. Looks like Sand Soldier going to poke in as well. IG still on the Baron. It's going to die very quickly here. Now Kohler going to dive in though. KaKAO gets the Baron. Tidal Wave going to come in though. And INSEC diving all the way in. Can't do anything. And Kohler now just trapped in the pit with the rest of IG. Mundo takes a while, but he's going to die eventually.
Yeah, he certainly does fall. The rest of the team weren't able to get around in time. And this might just be a complete shutout by IG.
Rest that fat minion wave. And this tower's going to melt, but it's the base turrets that are really under pressure. There's the mid one going down. Royal, nothing they can do.
This will be double inhibitor for IG and probably the game in the long run. What a fantastic play and great shot calling coming out. Overall, a terrific game.
Yeah, just a really well executed game. I mean, a bit of an awkward spot when they kind of gave the Baron over to Royal, but Royal maybe answered them with a mistake of their own going in for that fight. And IG, apart from that one slip up, will play this excellently with very old school comp, I want to say. Not unorthodox, but very old school.
Yeah, it certainly was old school. You also have to take a look at Kohler's item build. Only now just finishing up the Thornmail after his second MR, I guess, piece of item. Maybe not necessary to go for both of them. There was only really the Nidalee as the AP threat. So have to, I guess, take a look at exactly what Royal Club did to try and get themselves back in the game, reevaluate, because it just didn't work.
Great poke there onto Korn, and the spear's even running. I love the teleport on Pokemon to extend that seed as well. In fact, Pokemon going to tank up pretty happily here in Korn. Just can't go anywhere near these spears. Pokemon also very tanky. Good ult there from Kid as well. Korn going to dive and try and INSEC Pokemon back, but he's still tanking INSEC. Going to look for a flank. Rookie, though, goes in there and looks like the damage is just too much. Azir going to go down there. The rest of the damage comes on Pokemon, still tanking the turret, and most of them. Now Rookie dives in, wipes the floor with Royal. 3 quick kills, make it 4. That's the ace and game Invictus.
Yeah, Invictus Gaming, absolutely dominant. 20,000 gold, 36-minute win, and they controlled every part of the map.
He talked about it, Mundo getting those 3 items, being tanky around the 35-minute mark. IG win just as that window might have started to close. And what a well-executed game from Invictus Gaming. Nidalee jungle, I think that's IG really demonstrating this is how you can play it.